This is the IRS's VITA Central website. Link and Learn. On the left-hand side is where you will set up an account to actually access the online certification tests. Under the quick links, there's a link to the practice lab which you will use to prepare several tax returns as part of the certification test. Down at the bottom, it gives you information about this practice lab with the link to it, or you can click the link here. Notice that the generic password is TrainProWeb in all caps in order to access the practice lab. Here is the practice lab, and under this screen is where you will enter the all caps TrainProWeb. The first time you use this, you will need to create an account. Because you will actually have several different usernames and passwords for different aspects of the certification process, please make a note of what username and password you're using for the practice lab. Then you are able to access the practice lab homepage. On here, you can click on Go to Practice Area to start a new practice return. Down below, they have a variety of links for training on different aspects of it. For your purposes, Section 4, Preparing a Return, would be the most helpful. This will walk you through how to access the various parts of the TaxSlayers program and how to enter various pieces of information. When you are ready to work on the practice tax returns for the certification, you can click Go to Practice Area. The first time you work on a return, you will click on the button Select for Start New 2018 Tax Return. If you click Start Return, it will open up a screen for you to enter the Social Security number from the tax scenario. The tax scenario will give you the first 3 digits of the Social Security number. The middle numbers will be 00. Then you will need to select 4 digits for the last 4 of the social. Remember what you enter in on the first line because it will ask you to re-enter the Social Security number on the second line, and then you would click Start Return. If you've previously worked on a practice return and are coming back to it, you can go to the Client Search and click Select. Here you can search by name, or if it's a short list, you can just go through the list. And this will show all of the returns that you have previously worked on. As you can see, I had used 1, 2, 3, 4 as the last 4 digits on all of the Social Security numbers. To create an account to take the certification test, you will click on Create Account. For group, you would select the first one, VITA Volunteer. Do you want to take Site Coordinator training? No. Are you an instructor? No. Are you an IRS Spec Territory Manager? No. Do you plan to volunteer in the VITA program? Click Yes. For training source, select Other. Enter your first name and your last name. Create a login and password, and then confirm your password. Again, this may be different than the login and password you create for the practice lab, so make a note of what you have created here for your Link and Learn login and password. Enter your email address, your mailing address, phone number, time zone, or your central time. For years you have volunteered, if this is your first year and you've never volunteered before, actually select 1. Do not select 0. You do not need a PTIN number or a CTEC validation number. Once you've entered all of this, you can register. Once you have an account, you can log in. And this is where the actual here's where the actual certification tests are. It's a tab for Basic, Advanced, Military, International, Puerto Rico, and Foreign Student. You will be choosing either Basic or Advanced. Everyone must take the Volunteer Standards of Conduct exam and the Intake Interview and Quality Review exam. You must take them in this order before you're able to take the TAKS test. You will not have the option for the Site Coordinator training. And you do not need to take the Health Savings Account exam. You will take either the Basic or Advanced TAKS exam. Once you have finished your certification, you do not need to print the certificates, but on the right-hand side, you will want to click the box to sign your volunteer agreement, and then you will want to click here to open that volunteer agreement. This will give you the option to open the PDF file. Your volunteer agreement is the Form 13615. The front page just lists the standards of conduct and other information. The second page of it shows your certification. It will provide your name, address, email, and phone number that you'd filled in, along with the number of years volunteered. Notice this says including this year. That's why you should enter 1, even if it is your very first year. Then it shows your volunteer certification level. Should have a P for standards of conduct passing, passing the intake interview, and then passing either the basic or the advanced. You will not fill out the rest of this information. You should save this file and email it to me so that I have a record of your certification.